and welcome to Hypothetically Intentional, where we ask the question, what if we set intentions with everything we do? I'm your host, Michelle Albers, and today I'm flying solo with the intention of the utmost compassion for self, compassion for listeners, and that's where I'm at today. So maybe I even take a moment and call in Kuan Yin and her energy. She has this beautiful energy of compassion and love, and she feels soft and gentle to me. Her energy is very nurturing and kind in the most pure sense of that word. And it's interesting that I use the word kind because I live in Minnesota, and I want to talk about words a little bit today and how they can affect our energy and how they land in our energy and what kind of thoughts they can create, conscious or not. But kind is a word that I can sit with and feel comfortable with and feel good about. Nice, on the other hand, feels passive aggressive to me. And I don't know if it's simply because the phrase Minnesota nice really doesn't actually feel nice to me. It feels more passive aggressive and like a fear of hurting other people's feelings and not really based or anchored in honesty. That's my interpretation of that phrase, being born and raised here. So today I want to talk about, I've been writing my book and revising my book, and I have, readers, beta readers in the book. And this podcast isn't about the book. It's more about the things that come up as you do a project like writing a book, or as you sit with people and in their healing journey. And really, like, my job is to notice the subtleties. My job is to notice those things that, you as a person healing just might not have the capacity to see right now, or even the ability to see right now, simply because of where you are in your own energy and in your own healing journey. Nice and kind are two similar words, but they have very different energies behind them. And where I'm going with this is I've hear people use the words, I caught myself. I caught myself this. I caught myself that. I caught myself fill in the blank. And the energy behind it, when it's said, the other thing I look at subtleties in, I'll get back to this, but the other thing that is really subtle that we expect to be really loud is our intuition, our spirit guides talking to us, our divine messages, whatever that looks like for you, whatever words you use for that align with your truth. When clients or friends or even myself, like when it rolls off our tongue, I caught myself, there is a energy that can go very quickly to guilt or shame or beating ourselves up, or it's almost a way to, I don't want to say punish ourselves, but like to notice and let ourselves know that we've disappointed ourselves in some way. Like, I caught myself doing this thing that I told myself I wasn't going to do anymore. There's like a vow breakage or a promise that has been undelivered, or it just has that energy. And I don't know if any of you have ever noticed this, or maybe you just take a moment and just notice it now. Observe the next time you find yourself thinking or saying, I caught myself, just see how it feels. I've transitioned to the word notice. I noticed that. I saw myself. But noticed is really interchangeable with caught. I noticed that I have been. And then it's a lot more neutral. There's an energy behind it that feels, I don't know, like there's an openness with it. I was going to say forgiveness or grace. There's an acceptance, just like I noticed I did this thing, and perhaps I want to make a different choice. Could I consider the possibility that this thing that I did doesn't have to come with guilt and shame? It can just come with a awareness and a different choice the next time. So this is my little tidbit for today. I was listening to an audiobook, and there was a chapter where the author kept saying, if you catch yourself, or I caught myself. And it's just a phrase that I found over time that even that subtle shift of saying I noticed instead of I caught can legitimately change your energy and shift your awareness and even shift your perspective and give you an opportunity to be more open, to have more acceptance, to really make a mindful choice instead of one that you're just almost like counteracting the swing of the pendulum one way or the other. And really, I'm finding over and over again with clients, with myself, with in conversations, that neutrality before making a decision leads to decisions that are aligned with your integrity and your best and highest good when they are coming from neutral versus and over when they are coming from that pain point or from that guilt point or from that shame point or from one that self-disappointment, right? I think we are so quick to go to those places. And what if we just pause for a minute and ask ourselves if the words are accurate or if they're just in that conditioned and programmed and habitual pattern of kind of being hard on ourselves. I guess the point of this is to say, what if you just were a little more compassionate with yourself today and a little less hard on yourself going forward? One choice at a time, one step at a time, and notice the energy of your language, of the words you're saying, of the thoughts you're thinking. What is the frequency of that? And frequency, I mean vibration. What is the energy of that? How does it make you feel on the inside? I don't even necessarily mean in emotions. I mean, like if you scan your physical body somatically, does it make you feel more open or does it make you feel more closed? And if it makes you feel more closed or contracted or tense, what if you explored how you might use language or thoughts to create a more openness or a more spaciousness or just less tension, more freedom? All right, that's what I have for you today. Short and sweet podcast. This is like my lived experience as a teacher, mentor, guide over time with some really phenomenal clients doing the work and having success in doing that work because together we can unpack some big things and notice these subtle things that might not seem like a lot, but they can keep you stuck in that suck and make things that used to work just not work anymore because there's a shift that needs to happen, even if it's just the tiniest, most subtle little thing, one tiny choice that can lead to really big results. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, send me any feedback. Tell me what you could use some support in. If it aligns with something in my wheelhouse, I will record more podcasts like this.